Have you ever looked at a gemstone and just wondered, what's its story? Well, today we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious and honestly most beautiful gems on the planet, the opal. We're going on a journey from the blistering heat of the outback to the ancient past, all to figure out what makes this stone so incredibly special. To get a sense of just how special it is, let's start with a number: over $20,000. And that's not for a giant necklace. That can be the price per carat for a top-tier block opal. That's a value that can give even diamonds a run for their money. So that begs the question, right? What is going on inside this stone? What gives it that fire and makes it so mind-blowingly rare and valuable? Well, the answer is a wild story of pure luck, a ton of danger, and a geological recipe that's been slow cooking for millions of years. To even begin to find an opal, you have to understand the hunt. This is not some simple task of finding sparkly things lying on the ground. No, no. This is a story of pure grit, taking place in some of the most unforgiving environments you can imagine. The hunt usually takes you to places like Coober Pedy in Australia, where the temperatures on the surface can just soar past 40 degrees Celsius. That's over 100 Fahrenheit. It gets so unbelievably hot that a lot of the miners don't just work underground. They actually live there. They carve out entire homes, all in this relentless search for that one elusive gem. But here's the thing, it's a massive gamble. I mean, miners can pour months, sometimes years, and all of their savings into digging, only to find absolutely nothing but worthless rock. But then, with just one swing of a pickaxe, they could hit a seam of opal worth a fortune. It's the ultimate high-stakes treasure hunt. Okay, so that's the human side of the equation. But what about the natural process? How in the world does the Earth itself create something so spectacular? For that, we have to rewind the clock way, way back. So the whole process started millions of years ago. A huge inland sea covered a lot of Central Australia. After that sea eventually dried up, rainwater started seeping deep into the ground, and it picked up a mineral called silica along the way. That silica-rich water pooled in underground cracks. Then, over eons, the water slowly evaporated, leaving behind these teeny tiny silica spheres, all stuck together like microscopic marbles. But here's the secret sauce, the real magic. Not all opals are created equal. The difference between a worthless, milky-looking rock and a fiery gem that's worth thousands, it all comes down to how those tiny little spheres settled all those millions of years ago. It's all about the structure. See, it really is all about how those silica spheres are stacked. If they're all different sizes and just arranged randomly, light just scatters everywhere. That gives you what miners call potch, or common opal. But, and this is the incredible part, if the spheres are all the same size and they're stacked in a perfect, orderly grid, they act like a prism. Light comes in, it bends, and it splits into that dazzling rainbow of color. That is a precious opal. And get this, the size of those spheres actually determines the color you see. Smaller spheres give you blues and violets. A little bigger, and you get greens. But the largest spheres, they create oranges and, the rarest color of them all, fiery reds. For any serious collector, finding a stone that flashes red is the absolute pinnacle. It is the holy grail of opal. And all of this brings us right back to that incredible price tag we started with. Now that we get what makes the color, let's talk about the undisputed king of all opals, the one that commands those absolutely breathtaking prices. I'm talking about the black opal. It's found almost exclusively in one tiny spot on Earth, Lightning Ridge, Australia. What makes it so special is its dark body. It acts like a piece of black velvet, which makes every flash of color pop with this intense electric vibrancy. That insane contrast is what makes it the most valuable and sought-after opal in the world. So let's talk prices again. Even a lower quality black opal, maybe one with some flaws or less vibrant color, can still start at around $500 a carat. But for a really good stone with that strong, clear color we talked about, the price just jumps, it explodes. All of a sudden, you are looking at $10,000 a carat, and we are still not at the top. For the absolute best of the best, a gem quality stone with brilliant flashes of that super rare red fire, the price can easily soar past $20,000 a carat. Some of the most famous opals have sold for millions of dollars. That is what true rarity looks like. So, when you look at an opal, you're really seeing so much more than just a beautiful gem, right? You're seeing a miner's incredible gamble, the ghost of an ancient sea, and the pure physics of light, all captured together in one remarkable stone. There's a reason it's often called a living gemstone. The color isn't just static, it actually shifts and moves and dances as you turn the stone in your hand. It's almost as if you're holding a tiny, glittering piece of prehistoric Earth, with its ancient story still shining out from the inside. The story of the opal is just this incredible reminder that there are these amazing treasures and ancient histories hidden right under our feet, just waiting for the right combination of luck and persistence to bring them into the light. It really makes you wonder, what else is down there?